Okay guys, so now with this understanding in mind, let's go straight to understanding Cron expressions and running some sample tests to test our understanding of why Cron expressions plays a role, or is the soul, or is the heartbeat of most enterprise solutions when it's centered around scheduling, and why Cron expressions will not just it's not just a fixed rate thing, but it can be very complicated. You can design a lot of complicated logics around it. So without much ado, we have this our Cron expression here. We'll run it for the first time and we'll see what happens. Then later on we look at what each of these symbol represents, and how to also build our own complex Cron expression. Not forgetting that the tags that we've defined, we are decorating the Cron expression, we are decorating that tags with the scheduler notation, and this is where the whole once again the whole scheduling or the whole enterprise solution, that tag of enterprise solution, that's where mostly it stands. The whole of scheduling services and everything. So someone say you're talking too much. So let's just run this. So first of all, this one, let's just run it before we break it down. I don't want to just jump right into the gun. Let's run it. Run as Java application. And before we even run it, let me just predict the output. The output for this is the send meeting reminders to investors will always run. It will always run. It will always run. So you can start. It's always running. It is always running. So we're always sending meeting reminders to investors. But based on our business logic or our business agreement, we may not want that. We don't want to always be sending meeting reminders to investors. If you do check the timestamp here, realize that every minute, every second is sending meeting reminders to investors. That's not what the business wants, or that's not the business agreement, or the client's expectation, or the client's requirement. The client's requirement could say that I want business. See, the client comes, he says that send meeting reminders to investors on weekends. You understand? So every weekend meeting reminders will be sent. It could be on weekends. You could say send meeting reminders. It's just hypothetical to investors on weekends, but I have a time on weekends. You send it, you can say send it at 4 a.m. No, weekend, send it maybe early in the morning. Send it in the morning, 10 a.m. That's one. Or you could say that send meeting reminders to investors on weekends. So on weekends I'll send at 10 a.m. if no one acknowledges it. So you can write all that logic there, acknowledgement, a whole lot to break free from the scheduling. You can do so many complicated things with this thing. So how do I know? Because I've done some work with scheduling on quads and also this. So to send it at 10 a.m, send it at 2 p.m, and then finally send it around 8 p.m. So these are the times that you'll be sending the meeting reminders. So it's just for you to know that you can build complex stuff out of this thing, and it's all from the understanding of the Cron expression. So let's start to find out why this is always running. So if I look into the Java doc of this Cron, it says that here's a Cron-like expression, and then it extends the unit definition to include triggers. So it says it includes triggers on the second, minute, hour, day of the month, and day of the week. So it just tells you that the fields are read from left to right, and it tells you what asterisk stands for: second, minute, hour, day of the month, and day of the week. And then it goes on. So what it means is that our coding expression here, the job or the task is going to be triggered on the second, on the minute, on the hour, on the day of the month, on the month, and the day of the week. So you can actually build coding expression based on this understanding. So, and it evaluates from left to right. Let me go a little bit deep into the evaluation. When we see something, it says it evaluates, it says left to right, or it's interpreted. The word is interpreted. The fields are left. The fields are read from left to right, as interpreted from below. So, if you take something like a Boolean expression, I say if true, and I add an end, already from Boolean that if I have 1 and I do end is only positive when all is true. So if I have 1 and 1, that one comes from. If I have, or in other words, you get the same results if all the operands are the same. If it's 1 and 1, true. If it is 0 and 0, or false and false, it is false. It's all off. So if I do this true already, and I want this block to run, when I know that this block evaluates based on this is an AMP operator, to only evaluate when all my operands are right, and I do put a false here, what I know is that this code won't run automatically because I'm evaluating it from left to right. You will not run. You would not run. Okay, so else. So let's say no. So when we run this, we realize that there's no that is going to run because no says the if block is really dead. So this is no, and we've explained this evaluating from left to right. So but if you do make here true, then the evaluation becomes straightforward. So here is true, so this is going to run now. Okay, let's run it. Let's run it, and then so you will not run, so you will not run is running. But if we do make this false now, watch this. If we do make this false, let's change the Boolean operator. Let's do this or. You understand? When you have an or operator, or operator is different. Or with or, it will check one first and check. Or is always based always based on the fact that with or either 1 or 0 or 0 or 1 is always going to run. So if you make this false and then it's 0, it still checks that that this is true, so this will run. So from left to right. So based on that, that you will not run or run. So let's just do you not run. I'll do plus, just give some asterisk here, something just to so that there's a difference. Yeah, so it's running because of the evaluation from left to right. That's just, by the way, just to understand the coding expression evaluation. Now let's go and understand this rather. So I'll go online and go and get a Java doc for that. Sorry, I was doing some work. And I'll just type, how do you Google? I'll just type Spring Cron expression. And the reason I'm googling it because I'm using Spring Cron expression. So it has some search that is coming, improve Cron expression. And there are so many articles you can go over. But you have to be guided, or you have to work based on your developer instinct. You just don't go about doing anything as you get lost. So when you take the article, it starts pouring out a lot of information and even goes straight to talk about usage. And then what we want to do now is just understand how to interpret this. So we know that it has something to do with second, minutes, and hours, but we are not getting what we want. So it tries to do the explanation over here. It tells what all the asterisks means, and that an asterisk, when you say an asterisk or a star, it means which always stands for first to left, and that's the information it's giving to you, and it gives an example of everything that you want to do. Alright, so you can actually start from here, but we're going to do just some 2 or 3 tests and then we move on. So because I've used this before, This Cron expression, this is actually building from Cron expression. Cron expression here is a Java class. So it says if you want to play around Cron expression, use yourself. You can create one that through a static pass method. So it says you typically create Cron triggers with asynchronous notation, which uses this. So the asynchronous notation is using this Cron expression, and this is a usage of it. So let's copy the usage of it, and then let's go straight to our IDE and let's start something. Let's fix all this. Cron expression, it has to be Cron expression. Next, change it to local date time. Yeah, then we are good to go. So we have this in mind. So someone said, what does this also mean? So it says, remember, it says evaluates from left to right. Evaluates from left to it evaluates from left to right based on the Java doc. And then this one to say is that any asterisk you still see always stands from first to last. Just follow me. Follow me. Just follow me. Just follow me. So I want to know more about the Cron expression class. So I'll just do Cron expression Java doc. Yeah, and I'll get this out. This is also for quads. So there are two different job schedules and they all work differently in terms of Cron expression and their interpretation. So this one is much more better. It's talking about the how you pass the Cron tab expression into the Cron expression, and it tells you that there are 6 space separated time and date fields. So I'm going to copy this and put in my ID because I'm now learning how to use it as a developer. So I'm giving a strategy as to how I'm going to understand this. So now I can see it. So I have, it means it's from first to last. Second, this is minute, this is hour. So second, minute, hour. Okay, so second, minute, hour. Then we have day of the month, and day of the week. Second, minute, hour. What's the day of the month? What's the month? And what's the week? So that's the first thing we have, and it just goes on that a field may be asterisk. You actually have to read all this if you are really going to build complicated logic, but this is just to test something. So let's just get started. So now let's tweak it gradually. So we have one that we are seeing down here. Let's copy this one to down here, and let's see what this one also means. See, what we have down here has only 10. You understand? But the rest all means as 2 asterisks, and then what it says is that asterisk, it means first to last. So you can see that the second is pegged at 10. So if I'm to, let me have a copy of this again. If I'm to peg this down here, which means that second has been boxed at 10. Second has been boxed at 10. But the minute is still going from the range, the hour is still going the range, the day of month is still going the range. So what does this mean? That's what we want to understand. Which means that if today, let's evaluate it from left to right. If this, when the second is 10 and the minute is still moving from 0 to 59, that's every minute you are still counting. The hour is moving from 0 to 23, you are still counting. Day of the month is still moving from 1st to 31st, you are still counting. Month is moving from 12, like all these are still occurring, and the day too is still changing. The second, this will only be triggered whenever the second is at 10. That's what it means. So 10, so is the minute is going, but when the minute comes, let's say we have 1 minute. If it's 1 minute and it's 10, we fire. 2 minutes and it is 10, we fire. Now we go to the hour. The hour 2 says if it is 1 hour, 1 minute, 10 seconds, we fire. You are still in 1 hour. If it is 1 hour, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, we fire. That's what it means. So someone said it's running for every minute and every hour, but when the second is 10. So let's fire this. So we'll start doing evaluation. Right now it is 4:20. 4:21 is the time. That's this is the minute. So this is let's take that time out. So 4:21 a.m. but what's the date? It's Friday in September, so Friday September 29. Alright, that's beautiful. So this is our hour, this is our minute, and then we have our second. So you have 4:21:10, so 10. So if we are loading this right now, so let's do a breakdown. We want to know when will be our next run time for this. So the hour is still 4 because it's still first to last. The minute we have changed to 22, but at 10 is fixed. You understand? 10 is not going to change. So if I load this right now, it's supposed to run when it's 22:10. And so how will you calculate the 10 seconds? For now, you just follow. So now it's now 22:10. So when it is what again? When the time is 4:23:10, that's when this will fire. So let's load it and see. Okay, let's load it. So right now is 4:23:10. So this is the next run date that's been calculated for you. So here we are just printing the results. So it tells you that the next run date is going to calculate the next temporal that matches this expression. So the next one will be 4:23:10. So if it's 4:23:10, when it's still 4 o'clock in the range, you are still in that hour. An hour doesn't change by an hour is an hour. 23:10 to move out when it's what? 24:10, because we fixed it at that time. Okay, so that's the meaning of this expression. I hope now the understanding is coming. So it's now 4:23:10. The next round date is going to be 4:24:10. Sorry, I didn't save, and that's because it is evaluated from left to right. So this is what you have here. Okay, and it's still Friday, it's still September, so the stars are still green. So we've just selected 10. Alright, so now let's build one logic. Let's start with some cases. So let's pick a case that send it to investors on weekends. Alright, good. So just come down here. Let's see, weekend. When is weekend? Weekends are days of the week, so Monday to Sunday. So weekends are actually let's use this as our test. Weekends, Monday to Sunday. It tells you that it could be 0 or 7. You can scoop 0 to 7. Sorry, you can go more into the documentation to find out all these things, ranges and stuff, but because I've done it before, so you just do Friday to Sunday. Weekends, okay, well, weekends don't really start from Friday, but thank God it's Friday. Okay, now let's just do Saturday and Sunday. Alright, good. So what this means that from Saturday to Sunday we are going to be sending meeting reminders. Right now the seconds are still being selected at this point, so it is still 0 to 59. Everything is still the same. So Saturday and Sunday. So if I go right now and I put an asterisk here, I tell you Saturday to Sunday. Now this month I do Saturday to Sunday. Okay, which means that the next run date for this is going to be Saturday and Sunday. So someone say, what date or what time on Saturday? Saturday, today is not Saturday. So if I load it right now, it's not going to be today Saturday, because today is not Saturday. Saturday starts, let's start from here. Second will be 0. It will start from 0. So we have second still being 0. Second being 0. We have minute starting at 0. It's starting at 0, so we are moving from 0, 1, 2, 3, because it evaluates all the way to what? 59, because they are the ones saying it evaluates like that. So the same too applies for the 0, 1, 2, 3 all the way to 59. Okay, and then the hour to start the same way all the way to 59. An hour of 0 to now 0 all the way to 23, which means that I start naturally from 0 and it's in GMT, so it's a GMT format. So with this understanding, the day of the month is from 1st to 31st. Okay, so first is counting from 1st to 31st. That's what it means. 1 to 33. And which month are we inside right now? Right inside the September is the ninth month. So already this is ninth, you understand? We're already in ninth. If we're evaluating from left to right, it's already in ninth. And then the day of the month too is day of the month is also September. Sorry, the day is not ninth. The day is today's date 29th, so let's just do 29th. But rather the month is 9th. Alright, and then the day of the week is not yet Saturday. So this is going to start. So when you do the next run days for this and you load it into the Cron expression, like the scheduler, the Cron expression scheduler is going to do that evaluation, and you know it has a way of, it has a time, it has its own, like its local instance of the time to know when to run. So it will know that it's not supposed to be today, because it has done its calculation. So it will start Saturday at 00000. That's Saturday midnight. So if I run this right now, this is what it means. So you have to see this. So you see 00000. That's 09/30th. That's tomorrow, and tomorrow is 30th. So how is this working? There's this one just calculates the next run date for you. So it will just pick the Cron expression and to calculate when will be the next time it will run. It has, how is it using this local datetime dot now. So it calculates the time now, and see then it makes reference to this local datetime now. So that's the same thing that's happening in the scheduling services here. So this is the understanding of the Cron expression and how it is being developed. So that Saturday and Sunday is going to run, but because there is no Saturday, let's load this into our skills. You realize that our task will not run. Trust you me, this can get very complicated. Can get very complicated, but it's a gradual step. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yeah, it has to be 6. 1 2 3. Yeah, 6 4 5 6. Okay, so we realize that if we print this right now, it will not run, because today is not what? Saturday. The day of the week is not Saturday, it is Friday. So let's run this. Not no run. Oh, sorry, run my Spring Boot application rather. Let me get my charger before my machine goes off. Okay, so we are loading it. So let's give it some time. Let's observe and see if it will run. But as it stands now, it's not running. As it stands now, I'm not seeing any code running anywhere for me to say that it's working. It's not working because it's not showing. Our logs are not showing inside our class. What we are logging is not showing. So we are confident to say that it's not working. You understand? We are confident to say that it's not working. So if the business comes, the logic is not working. That means everything that we've cooked here, or whatever that we've designed or written here, is not working. But once I change this to Friday and I load it into my scheduler and it does its computation with the local datetime dot now, it's going to know that fine, today is Friday. Yes, today is Friday, and Friday is from first to last. That's the day of the month. The day of the month is Friday. The weekday is Friday. The month is still September, and it's still within our range. Like we are not out of range. That's what it's trying to say. We are in the range because we are moving from first to last. If we still struggle, you just go to the documentation. It says which always stands from first to last. You understand? From first to last. Asterisk always stands which always stands from first to last. Just put that in your mind. First to last. First to last. So you load that against local time dot now. It says first to last, and it checks. It says that asterisk is here, which is the month is September. We are in September. When we enter January 2, is going. So a month, the way a month moves is different from a second. Will be moving a second year. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's inside for a month. Then when the next month comes to, it will still run because it's still from first to last. So once I do this, you see that it's going to start running. So let's run this now, and it's a gradual step. Building this thing is a gradual step. If it's your first time. just get your logic right, what the business or your client wants. To start printing. You see, we are sending meeting invites to reminders by sending every second, minute, as we've explained, from first to last. So I are actually doing something to the scheduler with this Cron expression. It's actually running based on the Cron expression. So now you can say it's run because we selected Friday, fine, but we don't want it to run every time. We have some days or time it will run. That's when you start checking you start working with the minute and the hour. So we have the minute and the hour. Let's go to the minute. So the minute, we will say when it is 30 minutes, and then so if you say 30 minutes and you give a time, let's say 14, what this means is that when the seconds is always moving, now we don't care about the second, and it's 30 and it's 14, that's 2:30 or 14:30 GMT, and we are still in the day of the month. For every day of the month and for every month is going to run. So the next time this is going to run, let's pick this up here and put it in our Cron expression. Alright, so let's break it down gradually. So if we pick our time right now, it's not we're out of range. Like if we start second, fine, 30, fine, and then 14. So the hour is 14, so it is 0, so it is 0, then we have 30, and then we have 14, and then our second minute, our day of the month. Our day of the month is still within from first to last, and we have today being 29th, and then today being 09 September, and today being Friday. Just breaking it down just as it is. So time and date, this is the time and this is the date. So this means is that when the second is 0, and the second can move to 1, second can move to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 59 seconds. So when it moves to 31, then it won't run. So which means that as soon as it's 4:30 and it's moving from 4:30 all the way from the ranges of 0 to 59, this is going to fire. That's what this means. And when the next day is Saturday too, sorry, if it is Saturday too, it's going to do the same thing, and when it is Sunday too, it's going to do the same thing. So with this one, you can see that Friday, Saturday. So with this, you can actually, what you can see is that when we start from here, as soon as it's 2:30, it's going to run. So every second it will be sending meeting invite this, and then let's come here, and as soon as it's Saturday to do the same on Saturday, to also do the same on Sunday. So if I load this right now, our next run date has to be 2:30 of today, Friday. So let's load it. So today is Friday, so we'll see it in the time, the date and time, whether it's going to run that time. So let's save it. We always have to save. Alright, so good, which means that 2003 0929 4:30. So it's that 4:30. Right, that's what it means. So with this understand, let's just do one based on this time and see what happens. So right now it's 4:35. So 4:35, 0 to 1. Always use this as your guide. 0 to 1, 4, 0 to 1, 4. Then it's not 35. So let's wait till it's 35, 36. Let's wait till it's 37, and then it's Friday. So 32nd. So when it's 4:37, we want this to run. Okay, so you realize that when it becomes 4:38, based on the understanding we've had here, our cron job will start running. So let's load this now, and today is Friday. It's our cron job, and we're going to send meeting reminders. We are just using it for a test. Alright, so let's run this. Let's go. So we're actually going to wait for like 2 minutes before we do that. So let's just wait, and then we will continue later on. Okay, so we'll wait. Okay, good. So it's now 4:36. So let's wait. You see, it's not running because the time is the Cron expression hasn't yet been triggered. All right. So when it's 4:37, then to run. So after this, we'll wrap up our video. Then I'll give a little bit of guidelines, and we can wrap up for this code film. It's not yet time. Let's just wait for a while, then we'll see what happens. So realize that when it's 4:37, it's going to kick in. It will run for all the seconds, but it will not run as soon as it's 4:38, because the Cron expression would have been violated, or the business agreement or logic would have been violated. So keep in mind that we are scheduling an operation. We are doing some tasks here, and on that task we have API calls. So it's good. It's now 4:37, and all these API calls, database operations, talking to gateways, is all occurring inside this operation. So 4:37, we are doing all these things. We are giving it a second to do everything for us, like 50 to 60 seconds to do everything for us when it is 4:37. So it's running, it's doing its job, meeting reminders are being sent to investors like they are just being bombarded. So if it's an API for ads, you can't ads API, then to be showing ads for you when that's the times. So you can have times to show ads, you can have times to schedule an operation. We've looked at the basics just from the beginning of the video, so we shouldn't really be lost here. Alright, so it's still 4:37. As soon as it's 4:38, this thing is going to stop, and then we can start. Fine. Why has it stopped? Good, because it's now 4:38, and that's not what our Cron expression is expecting. I understand. But if we want this to still run, we just kick this inside with a star, which means from first to last it's going to be running again. Alright, so let's do that and realize that now this time around it's going to run for all the ranges. And asterisk just means first to last. So let's kick this again. Let's save our class, and let's run. This time around it's just going to run. It's just going to start running. Beautiful. We didn't wait for anything. Alright guys, so that's it for this code film, and this is about Cron expressions. It's a takeaway that you cherish dearly when you are doing enterprise solutions. A lot can occur here. Okay, so with this documentation you actually have to spend time and go through and get it more complicated as to what you want and build your logic around it. So you spend some time on the documentation, and then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Alright, so that's it for this code film, and if there's a need, probably I'll build another code film just to talk about Cron expressions and building complicated Cron expressions. So that's it for this code films. Thank you guys for sticking around, and as usual, please keep your comments coming, okay? And if you have questions too, you can feel free to ask questions, and that'll be the end for this code film. I'll see you in another code film. Bye.